What's up, guys? It's your boy Reaction Action, bringing you another video, man. Alright, today we're gonna be reacting to behind the scenes Mukbang, Cobra Kai Season 2 Stories Part 1. I'm guessing in this video we're gonna be having a mukbang, which I've seen is them eating food and answering questions in their videos, either from fans or they just talk about random stuff. But it seems that they're going to be answering questions about Season 2 and telling stories about Cobra Kai. And this is part one. So I'm guessing there's a part 2. If you want to see part 2, show love on this video and I'll definitely react to it for you guys. Like, comment, and if you're new, subscribe. It also appears that this is Mary Mauser's YouTube channel. I did not know she had a YouTube channel, but yeah. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get into this mukbang and hear the amazing story they got to tell us about Season 2. Let's get on into it. But anyways, guys, enjoy my reaction. Don't forget to like, share with your friends, comment in your videos you want to see in the future, and if you're new, join this family, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the video.
3, 2, 1.
Here we
Starbucks sponsor us.
Wish. Hello, we're gonna go shop for groceries and order in a bunch of food and do our first mukbang. We're gonna tell you a bunch of behind the scenes stories from Cobra Kai Season 2.
Yeah. I am horrible at pronouncing stuff.
We should also just get some just like
Ooh,
junky
where are they?
What kind of junky stuff? Which one do you want? You want beef bologna? Or do you want made with chicken or pork bologna? Beef bologna.
I thought they were at a restaurant.
Probably make
grocery store.
cereal and mix
with
it with water.
Sweet.
Where's your list? Slim Jims.
And eggs.
Slim
We just get a nice
Jims.
salad.
No.
So we got everything that we needed from the grocery store. We're gonna have to pick up Slim Jims at a gas station, I guess. And we're ordering Mexican food right now. Do we have to specifically
I hate
order what
Slim
they ate
Jims,
in the
man.
episode?
Not unless we have a piece of paper and a pen.
That was good. All right, we're gonna order Mexican food and maybe a sandwich from Il Tramezzino. We'll find out. So we ate fries in that one scene. It was actually Five Guys that we were eating in the mall fight. We're going to get fries now, just mostly because I want fries, but we found a reason to make it work. Stop! You're gonna burn yourself.
Cobra Kai Season 2 spoilers ahead. Proceed with caution.
If you guys haven't seen Season 2,
With
get
all
off this
of the
video.
food, and this isn't even all of it.
Hope you
This
have.
is round 1, and then we have dessert. We have a lot to talk about, but I guess we'll get started with food. And as we eat the food, we have to talk about how we got each idea, because each one of these foods is from Cobra Kai or The Karate Kid. Also,
Really?
references and stuff like that. All right, let's just do the bologna. Let's get it over with. I'm gonna do ketchup, fried bologna.
It's off the
Let's go, Johnny.
chain.
I love it.
Oh, fried bologna with ketchup.
It's not that bad.
I
made it really-
Ketchup went down the wrong way.
I made it really greasy.
It kind of just tastes like a hot dog.
That's all I'm out here, that cute dog in the background.
Not mad about it. All right, Johnny Lawrence. So let's start with episode 2. That's kind of when everything got going. So in episode 2, we did the balance board, which Tanner and I we trained that for like 2 weeks leading up to it. Basically, once we got to Georgia, we started training that, and just like every time we would go into training, which was like multiple days out of the week, we'd all do like the warm up drills, and we'd like all do the kicks, the punches, the running around, the flips, practicing like falls, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Tanner and I would be sent off to go learn the kata.
Yeah.
And we got it down pretty good. I'll post it on Instagram so you guys can see. There's a video that we took of ourselves at the gym in my apartment building to just practice it at home, and it was like a couple days before we were actually gonna do it. It was like the final training.
But that dog is like...
That was so weird.
Don't
We have
throw up.
here from season 1. Johnny's shaking
The dog
up
trying to
all
get us
his
up.
legs when he has breakfast at the LaRusso house. And we also have potato salad from season 1 when Randy Heller's character, my grandma on the show, gets upset that Amanda caters everything instead of home making stuff, and she talks about the potato salad. But I got a bite of each and put them in at the same time, and I was like, this does not taste like eggs. What did you do to them, Tanner? So we trained the balance board pretty hard. And
That balance board scene was great.
it was harder, I feel like, once we knew it really well, to fake doing it badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Progress backwards and not do it.
They were like, no, stop, we're doing it in sync. Do it worse. Go to film that day. And if you look in the initial scene, like that was leading up to that scene, we shot it a whole different day. Where he like storms in all upset. I'm standing out in the circle like practicing the kata. And I'm wearing a sweatshirt because our lovely costume designer was trying to help us out to stay warm. Because we don't film in the Valley of California in the summer. We actually film in Atlanta, Georgia. In the fall.
Atlanta?
a week when we get there where it's like nice.
Yeah, it's like 75 degrees and
We're in
there's a
shorts.
nice breeze blowing.
What?
And then right after that, it becomes absolutely freezing. It was.
I'm from Alabama,
actually the day
guys, so they're close.
Hurricane Michael blew through. Was the day we shot the balance board. So they're like, well, we'll put wetsuits on underneath your outfits. What we didn't think about was, in order to hide it under the tank top, because they were like, oh, it doesn't make sense for Samantha to be wearing a sweatshirt in the summer. And we're like, dang it. So we took my sweatshirt off, and they had to cut the whole sleeve off, the whole like neckline down, all this stuff. And what we ended up with, we dunked into the water, and it trapped all of the freezing cold water next to our body.
There was no warmth whatsoever.
I
What?
loved the whole experience, but it was definitely a test of our
Water is like
ability.
always
Like, I was
freezing
more
in
concerned
filming for
with
some
not
reason.
with getting my lines right, not with getting the kata right, just don't strip
Getting
it.
They added
warm.
ADR when I got into the window of
ADR
water.
is when you go in after you're done filming something and you loop back over things that couldn't be heard well the first time in a studio so that they can hear it.
Oh, and you can see when
Oh.
we get in the water, because I wasn't used to it. It was the first time getting in the water. I actually tensed up, and then by the time I got there, they're like, you need to say something. I was like, I'll just go, ooh, it's cold.
That's Hurricane Michael. So we get in there, already the water's freezing
Ooh, it's cold.
Already it's drizzling rain. And once we were wet, which was early on in the day, we had to stay wet for the rest of the day. A literal
What?
hurricane was blowing through while we were trying to do that kata on the board.
Yeah, and it was probably a half a day scene, but considering it kept raining and sprinkling and we'd have to get in and out, we couldn't just stay in the water because they had to get us out. Everyone had to put all the camera equipment away and then get it all back out. And start all over
Respect.
again.
What we ended up with, I was very proud, and I thought it was very awesome. It was just one of those things where you'd have to be there to see it. Tanner and I, like, every time that they'd be
See
like, okay,
you
we
suffer.
have 5 minutes, we would hop out of that pond, we would book it to
The heaters.
Miyagi training dojo,
The
make
heaters.
hot dogs to stay warm. That was all we wanted. We wanted
No
just, like,
heaters?
warm comfort food.
We just sit in there with our towels right next to a heater.
Okay, there we go. I was about to say.
We have to go out and get in the water again.
They tried their best. They were like, look, we're going to do this in as few takes as possible. Everybody had our
Everybody was
back.
trying really, really hard. I mean, they were cold too. It wasn't pleasant for them, and
Yeah.
they even had a bunch of clothes on.
That was an awesome experience. So, what else do we have to talk about? Because I'm moving on to the next plate. Now I'm going to start with my Mexican food to represent episode
Yes,
9
sir.
of season 2, when both Johnny
Mexican food
and
is awesome.
Daniel take their lovely ladies out to the same Mexican restaurant and end up sitting next to each other. One of my favorite scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the funny things was actually just like episode 3, there's this shot where we're training over to the opposite side of the Miyagi, like next to the balance board, like on the far side of the backyard. And there's like the bridge to come over, and, like the little like rock pebble, like river looking thing. We were training over there, and these 2 new students come, and they're like, oh, like we want to learn Miyagi-Do karate. So then we cross over to stand behind Ralph. There's a shot. Ralph standing here, looking at him. You can see us in the far background. We have to walk over the bridge and come to the behind him and join him. And I'm standing there with my arms crossed right afterwards. And I'm really clumsy. And
Oh my
again,
gosh,
the whole
don't-
time we're filming this
you
show,
did not
it's
fall.
fall, so it's like drizzly in the mornings. We go to start walking across the bridge in the shot.
She
and
fell.
Ralph's saying his lines.
She had to fail.
I'm walking across in the background, and my foot, like the bridge was like here. My foot stepped on it, and because of the water,
And it slipped.
straight off.
What?
My foot slipped down, and I went face first onto the freaking bridge. It was actually
It
ridiculous.
was a really
It was a hard fall.
Is there a blooper reel for this? I think there should be a blooper reel somewhere for this.
I don't think Ralph like
Unless they didn't
obviously
record
sees the
that, I don't
little
know.
scene. And so he turns around, and I'm just like on the ground, like on top of the bridge. It was so embarrassing. So I was like, I'm so sorry, Ralph. Like, I've got this. It won't happen again. So what I didn't realize was that we were in the shot the whole time. I thought we crossed in the background, and then the camera was on Ralph, and you couldn't see us anymore.
Okay.
So we crossed over, and I was like, yes, I made it across that bridge. And then we go and stand behind Ralph, and I have my arms crossed. And just so you know, Miyagi-Do, the backyard, in actuality is infested with yellow jackets. I am petrified of anything that stings or bites. So I'm standing there with my arms crossed. This yellow jacket flies over and right in front of my face, and I start going, Tanner, 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 Tanner. And
Nah.
it comes down, and it landed
Nope.
on my hand.
Nope.
Like, it landed right there on my
Nope.
hand. And I was like, Tanner, Tanner, Tanner. And I'm trying to stay still and stay quiet as I can. The yellow jacket started doing a little butt dance. Like, it's
About
like,
to s-
like it's about to sting.
What,
Starts doing a
bruh?
little butt dance on my hand. And so I flipped, and I flailed my arm. I went, Tanner! Like, flopping around like this. Like,
Bet you everybody was mad, bro.
Ralph is almost finished.
Yep.
Ralph
He is
did it.
almost
They ruined the
Turned around and
take.
was like,
Like, shut
I
up!
felt so horrible. But anyway, we were gonna tell you guys about Fun Spot, which
Yes.
is
Okay.
awesome. It's this like amusement park in Georgia. It's kind of like a family fun park.
Never heard of
It's
that.
Disney golf and stuff. It's actually
Fun
where
Spot.
we filmed golf and stuff in season 1. And this season
Okay.
we went back there for Valley Fest. in episode 3.
And the managers are there. We tried to do it in a sly
It's
way.
like a carnival?
Kind of bugging them.
I think it was a
Like,
carnival.
hey, so these rides over here, we can ride them, right?
And we were like,
they,
oh yeah, we'll turn on anything for you. What was really funny was we tried during some of the shots that we weren't in. People were going, hey, like, can we just go ride rides in the background of these shots? Like, you won't be able to see us. And then they were like, no, actually, we need you standing right here in the deep background where no one will see you, but we know you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wouldn't let us ride. Sorry, lady, I think I dropped a rice on you.
hey, rice on you.
She's gonna eat it.
Finally, we bugged enough people.
Feed it to her.
At lunch, they were like, look, we have 5 minutes at the beginning of lunch, and then you have to go eat your lunch so that we can get you back into hair and makeup for after lunch touch-ups. So right now, right now, you have 5 minutes to go pick a couple of rides and go ride them. And the people who operated the rides were like, dude, sure. So Cody, one of our favorite PAs, she was amazing. She and her fiance Sam took us to go and ride some of the rides. We did the Scrambler, and we did that one twice. And then we went and rode that like carousel-y one.
Yeah.
It's like a Ferris wheel, but like individual seats
on a tilt?
going like this. I don't know how to explain it. I'll see if I can like find the pictures and stuff like that. But they had to distribute the weight evenly, so they put me and Tanner on
that's
opposite
weird.
sides of it. So they put like me up first, up to the top, and then loaded the other one. So we're on complete opposite sides of the circle going around.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Until they're like, all right, enough. And they bring Tanner down. They let Tanner off. I don't know who decided.
They leave you
Tanner,
up there?
Cody, Sam, somebody conspired against me and asked the people operating the ride to keep it going. So they bring me down like they're about to let me out, and then it goes whoosh. Freaking out, they're all cracking up. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. They actually snuck us Dippin' Dots.
Yeah.
And the owners were like, oh, you want Dippin' Dots? No problem. They brought us all Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots are great.
It was
What flavor do you
awesome.
want? We have these.
Oh my god, I'm starting to get nauseous.
Where's the...
Is it the pudding? That was.
Can we just
So we
appreciate
started shooting. By the way,
the
these are
effort of that
sandwiches
dog
from
to get
Casino,
food?
which is a sandwich place I actually used to eat at all the time. And in the 9th episode, Daniel brings Samantha what her favorite sandwich from El Tremezino at the hospital. For that day, we shot the top half of the day, and then we got all the way up to shooting me being pushed into the chocolate pudding. It was actually a big bowl of chocolate mousse. And it was originally written to be a chocolate fountain, but they were like, that's just going to be too complicated, so they didn't end up doing that.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know how they had worked this out, but scheduling wise, we were going to shoot all the way up to me being pushed into the mousse, then shoot me being pushed into the mousse. I got one take, and then shoot post mousse.
Post boost.
Post moose.
Post mousse. It's like Post Malone's distant cousin, post mousse.
Oh my gosh, man.
So we were gonna do the
Kinda
mousse,
hungry now,
and
man.
then
That
we
food
had
looks
to
good.
Shower me, reset everything, put clean clothes on, wash my hair, redo my makeup, and then do a scene that was supposed to take place pre-mousse. So
Pre-mousse.
we cooked the mousse, and then we throw me into the mousse. And the director of that episode, covering me in dessert, he was like, "This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be hilarious." Blah blah blah. So he's like, he puts chocolate pudding all over me, an angel food cake in my lap, a devil's food cake as a bracelet. It broke, but it was a great look for a second. Covered me in the ambrosia salad. We do the shots afterwards, looking down on me, where Aisha's saying
All that
"Should
great
we do that?"
food.
Shot all that. Then we finished, and then they went to shoot something else. I got sent back to base camp, which is where all the trailers and everything are, because like you have a location where you're filming, and then you have base camp where everybody's trailers are set up, where hair and makeup is. That's where wardrobe is. And it's usually like a different location. So I ride covered in mousse in the van back to base camp, and they were like, "Oh crap! Like actually, we don't have a spare big trailer. You're gonna have to use your trailer to shower." And I was like, "Oh, that's fine." So I go into my shower.
Because you're a tiny human.
I'm tiny, but this shower was tinier than I could handle. It of no fault of anybody. It's just this is the way trailers are.
You got a picture?
They traveled back and forth all the time, and there's like a vent right above the shower. There's dead bugs on the floor. And
Yes.
the water, I guess they hadn't had time to heat up the water or
Oh,
something,
it
or it
was
wasn't
fri-
working. So the water was ice cold. But there was
Y'all
no
are always
the,
cold.
The like shower head to mount, so I had to use my hand to wash myself, and I could not. It was like one of those things. Like, have you ever tried to jump off of like a high diving board, and there's that pit in your stomach that says "Don't do it," and you like
Yeah.
really can't muster up the strength to make yourself do it. I could not submerge my head in the water. I couldn't do it. I kept trying to go up there to like wash my hair out, and I was like, I can't do it. Like
Her
I'm
spidey sense was
freezing wet,
tingling.
freezing cold, all the way back into the hair and makeup trailer, and I was like, "You guys wash my head in the sink, please, because I can't." And Aisha, which is my hairdresser, a different Aisha. We have Aisha character and Aisha my hairdresser. She was like, "I got you." So she washed my hair, and then we reset my hair and everything, and then we did another scene that was pre-mousse. And then after that scene, we had a scene that was post-mousse, where Samantha has taken a shower at the country club. So then they had to re-wet my hair down after blowing it dry and everything and getting it like to look like it had before. and we shot this whole scene, and then that scene ended up getting cut.
I think while you were
That scene got cut after all of that.
But I remember being on set and I took my shirt off. The director went, "You're two different colors." I usually always
he tan?
have farmer's tan
Yep.
and a neckline. So all the makeup department were getting ready to shoot, and they're having to run over just with brushes and taking it run it all over my body so my body matches.
I actually have a horrible tan line that I've had now for almost a year.
Yeah.
Well, they got smart because we both kept having to wear
Like
like
tank
cutoffs.
tops.
I got it really bad one
The
summer,
workouts
guys.
would always come in somewhat early. That way, the makeup department could just run self tanner over our torsos.
You can really see it in that shot in the first episode where I'm talking to Daniel, like after I perform the kata or whatever, and I'm like sitting on the bench with him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can really see the difference in color, like, and the fact that they used makeup. They did not know yet how they were going to tackle
What?
that problem. After that,
I wish there were
fight,
pictures
small fight.
shot
That
up
was
so we could see it.
So much fun. That was my first time really getting to like dunk my head underwater, so to speak, with fighting stuff. That was my first fight.
Choreographed fight ever.
We didn't get a lot of time to train it, but that kind of was naturally part of the show because we only have about 5 days to shoot an episode, and we're shooting 2 episodes at once. So we're shooting episodes 1 and 2 at a time, 3 and 4 at a time. So sometimes you'll be shooting a scene from episode 1, and then you'll go shoot a different scene from episode 2, but it's in the
Okay.
same room. We got 1 day.
We're getting an inside
Friday.
scoop
It was a Friday.
of the process.
The actual mall in Decatur where we were going to be filming the scene. And it's like the hour has passed that we were supposed to start rehearsing. And no Tanner. Tanner, just so you know, is always
Late.
about an hour early to everything.
Oh, hour early?
So I was like a little weirded out. So I'm texting and I'm like, he's not responding. And everybody's like, yeah, I called him and he wasn't responding.
I have an excuse though. My phone was broken. My screen was broken. So my phone was dead for half the day. I woke up late because it was a Friday, the day off. I thought I was going to sleep in. And then I went to breakfast with my girlfriend. You called Lizzie.
Okay.
I was the only person who
He has a girlfriend, people.
Yeah. So she.
I don't know if they're still together. This is like
Lizzie answered, she
3
goes,
years
"Hello."
ago.
I was
Where
like,
are you guys
where
at?
are you guys? And she was like, oh, we're at the mall. I was like, oh, great, where? And she was like, I think it's in Buckhead or like wherever you guys were. And she's like, yeah, we're just grabbing breakfast. Why? Do you want to join us? I was like, Lizzie,
He
you guys are supposed to be
forgot.
Well, but it was like.
She was like,
I
oh god, no, we'll be there in 20 minutes.
My phone was broken, so I thought I'd go sleep in, have breakfast, go fix it in the afternoon.
So then he gets there. I'm gonna insert some clips here of
Thank
us
you. Okay,
actually
cool.
rehearsing the fights at the mall in our regular civilian clothes with no crew around us. It was us and the stunt coordinators. It was awesome.
Yee.
And whoever was at the
Yes,
mall.
sir.
Yes.
People thought we were crazy.
Yeah, well, also people had their phones out recording, and we had to stop.
Oh,
we had to stop
yeah.
multiple people and saying, "Hey,
What? Oh
do you
yeah,
mind-
inside
can you
scoops.
please not record because we
Yeah.
kind of a part of a show.
Yeah.
And we don't want to get it released or anything like
Yeah,
that.
like nothing could
because-
be leaked.
Did it not-
Like, we're really sorry, do you mind? We actually shot.
I thought they
that
closed
fight
them all
stuff.
off.
Almost half the day was spent
Didn't it
recording
take- I felt like
the
it's-
running montage. It was such like a cool like John Hughes moment. That whole montage of Dimitri's character just booking it through the mall, like knocking over the sunglasses.
I do remember
and, like,
that. He
all
was
this
running for his
stuff.
life from
I
Hawk.
love that whole sequence. That took up a lot of the day,
Yeah.
getting all those different shots. So by the time we got around to the actual fighting sequences, we had like no time. It was crazy.
That was the day also we had the most camera setups in one scene. Because, I mean, it's all
Yeah.
one scene. But we had,
We had 3 cameras running.
but I think we had over 80 or 90 different setups for just the fight. Like, changing the cameras around to different angles.
We had this big crane that did those overhead shots, and we had 2 other cameras running on the ground. We had steady cams. We had all kinds.
I
want
wanna be on a film set, man, just to see how all this
during the
works.
training process, actually, when we were learning the fights, I was the first one to take down Hito Koda.
That is-
I was the first one to take him
She's
down.
so proud,
I
look at her.
The part where I take Mitch and I kind of like twist his arm over my shoulder and sweep his leg, ironically enough, knock him to the ground. So Hito and I are practicing it, and he was really just talking to somebody else, saying like, oh, so the camera's gonna be over here because she's gonna grab him like this. So I grab him to practice it, and I straight up swept him and I took him down. His face went bright red. He was like, what? Because Sholo and Jacob have been trying consistently to take him down. They have these fights like every day while we were training.
And they
where
struggle
were
with
like,
it?
We're gonna do it today. We're gonna do it today.
For
they were
3
training-
months.
For 3 months.
Oh, you know they were
trying to
mad.
take him down. I got him.
Like,
I
Mary,
got
teach
him
us.
up on a wire to do the kick where I swing around Chris's shoulder to kick Mitch down. We actually traded them back and forth. We kept trying to figure out with height who it would be easiest to jump off the shoulder of. So at one point, I was actually jumping off Mitch's shoulder, kicking Chris, and then it ended up being jumping off Chris's shoulder to kick Mitch down.
It was also the first time of many throughout the season from there on out that John constantly got kicked or hit in the throat. Not intentionally, but it not only happened with us, it also happened on the Cobra Kai side. I know when
That
they
was
were in the
episode
woods and
7.
stuff. And then the final fight in episode 10.
Bro.
Yeah, poor guy. John is awesome.
Yeah.
He plays one of the Cobra Kais, but he's also a stunt guy. So he
Okay.
was wearing the orange like salmon-y shirt. There's a shot where we
I don't think
did a
they have the
test
actual
switch.
actors
so
doing
my
that.
stunt double goes in, she does something up to a point, and they call switch. Everyone freezes.
Stunt
and
double.
Me and the stunt double trade
Yep.
places, and I resume exactly where she was, and they call action, and then we continue. And we had many of those throughout the season, just because there's some things that are just too dangerous. You're just not
Right.
allowed to do them. Like, we don't have the training. At the end of the day, like, we learned a lot of stuff, but there is a point where you just can't do some of it. We had amazing stunt doubles and amazing stunt crew and amazing stunt coordinators who wanted us to
Look
do
at the
as
dog,
much as
y'all.
we
Look at the
possibly
dog.
could, but they were obviously worried first about safety and about making sure everything came out looking the best that it could look. And so there was some stuff we didn't get to do. Right before they call switch, my stunt double goes in, she does this kick, and it's supposed to land in his chest and like knock him back. Her kick goes straight to his Adam's apple, and it knocked the wind out of him. And he starts going like, and he's like down on his knees, and nobody realized, I guess, at first what happens. They call switch, everyone freezes. They're like, oh my god, Johnny,
And he's still breathing hard.
so he like straightens himself back up. And
That's a
also,
trooper.
I jumped in there, and I was like, all right. So there's this takedown that I did that actually ended up getting cut out because we just didn't have enough angles and enough time to do it. But we did a few takes where I did the takedown. So I switch out after she kicks him, and he's had the wind knocked out of him. I switch out, and I go to flip over him, and I'm supposed to like flip him over,
Yeah.
hold his arm in like this arm bar, and then punch him. And it's supposed to go right here, right across the front of the face, so that from afar it looks like I punched him in the face.
The dog
It
has
looks
been
like I knocked him
angered.
out, right? But of course, you don't actually want to do that to another human being in
Yeah.
a work environment. And the adrenaline is running. I'm just thinking to myself, like, don't mess this up, don't mess this up. And
Don't
I
mess it
feel
up.
my hand collide with his nose. And I was like, no! So immediately, like, in the shot, I wish I had like, the footage. It literally immediately goes me going, pop, and then you see my face go, and so they couldn't even use the take. I like ruined it. I was so mad at myself for hurting him in the first place. John was like, oh, it's fine. I didn't break his nose, but he definitely, like, it popped. It made a noise. There was a sound.
He's like, oh, it's fine.
Should we start dessert?
So, all right, there's a lot of things that went on, a lot of bloopers, a lot of hurting people, a lot of freezing your butts off, but it all came out perfectly. Yeah, man, I think there's a blooper reel out there somewhere of them in season 2 of all this happening, all these stories. Because you said like they had it in the take, right? If y'all have the blooper reel, if y'all know about the blooper, probably look it up. All right, yeah, so there is a blooper reel out. If y'all want me to react to that, just put it in the comments below, show love on this video, and I'll definitely do it for you guys. So I think we found out a lot of things about this cast, and it is that they suffer. They suffer a lot for our entertainment. I think they were talking like 2 times. They were freezing their butts off. A hurricane came through. Mary was in the shower, and it was just freezing cold. It was ice cold in trailers. So you would think that they would have like the highest tech stuff. It would be lavish on set, but it's really not always lavish on set. Unless you're probably maybe an A-lister like Robert Downey Jr. or somebody like that. And can we all appreciate that dog? That dog was persistent in getting through. That dog did not leave that table for the entire video. Do you understand that? You got like the real MVPs, the stunt doubles coming in and taking punches, kicks to the throat, nearly dying on set. You're like, then saying keep going, man. You know that's a real professional. They're used to taking hits, I guess, at this point. Yeah, man, this is a really good video. A lot of that food looked really good. I wonder if she put the actual name of the food in the description below. She did not, but I'm pretty sure I can look it up online. I really want to try that, man. That food looked really good. I'm actually hungry right now thinking about it, so I'm about to go ahead and wrap this video up so I can go ahead and eat, guys. But anyways, guys, enjoy my reaction. Put the like, share with your friends, comment new videos you want to see in the future, and if you're new, join this family, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
3, 2, 1.